If I can be serious for a second.
If I can be serious for a minute. 1001, 1002.
Thank you, Lance Storm. The PlayStation 5 still 6 months after launch, nearly impossible to get your hands on. I acknowledge that fact. I also acknowledge this thing is huge, like way bigger than it needs to be. That being said, I've still enjoyed my time that I've had it since the day that it launched. Hey everybody, Gary here with Rocksaw Productions. Just want to take a second to say thanks for stopping by and checking our video today. I really do appreciate it. What I want to know from you down in the comments section, have you gotten your hands on one of these yet? Are you trying to get your hands on one of these yet? Or are you kind of just like, I'm out? So the PlayStation 5, when it shipped with this stand here, and you could use it for either standing up or laying your system down. It's frankly kind of anemic. Now the folks over at Nexigo several months ago sent us this multifunctional cooling stand, and I will have it linked for you right up there if you want to check out our review of it. And it's actually what our system is sitting in right now. I've pretty much used it non-stop since I've gotten it, and in fact I have used it non-stop since we did the review on it. I like the fact the controller storage is convenient. It has storage on the back here for game cases too, and overall I think it just does a pretty good job. Now the one thing about this that I know is controversial is the fact that it does have an integrated fan. I don't use it for the fan side of things. It is not something that to me is important. I don't know that above and beyond the review I've ever turned the fans on. I would say that the cooling on the PlayStation fan, and I can feel the air coming out of it right now, it's pretty sufficient right out of the box. So cooling fans, not really needed. But for me, what I like about this is the controller storage and the game storage. Well, they recently reached out to me and said, hey, we have an updated version of our multifunctional cooling stand. Would you like to take a look at it? And that's what we're going to do in this episode here today. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this out of the box, throw it on our photo bench, and I will tell you our review of this. It's one of the reasons why I redid, not easy for me to say, but why I redesigned our photo bench that we have. But we're going to uninstall the old one, install the new one, and see exactly how it works out. Let's get started. So here on the bench you can see a multifunctional cooling stand for P5. Just call it the PS5. Come on, team. So here's a few things just of note. 3 speeds on the fan, convenient charging, LED indicators. I like the fact on the front that it actually has color-coded indicators for the controller charging status. And it looks like there's actually storage in the back for the remote control, the media remote, so we'll check that out too. On the back you can see easy installation, just a single screw. It'll work with the PlayStation 5 and the digital edition too. And again, it does have 3 speeds here for the fan. Red is high speed, orange is medium, green is low. Convenient charging, and again it does have the LED indicator there. Does have remote controller storage along with game storage and the LED indicator for power. So pretty neat overall right there. So it's something that I've really enjoyed, the existing one that I have here. So I'm hoping this just takes it to the next level. Now one thing of note, if we look here, you can see the controllers are right side up versus in the current stand that they have, they're mounted upside down. So we'll see how that works. Just a couple pieces of tape on the top here to undo. Bring in, give you a little bit of a closer look. So it does have like that styrofoamy type covering on the top of it. I guess I set my X-Acto knife aside a little bit sooner than I needed to. It'd be really nice if I could get one like what I sent to Tom at Do You Nerd by accident. Thanks, Tom. Running joke will never ever stop running. Unlike me, who has never really ran. So you do have a USB-Y cable here, so 2 USB-A to a USB-C for power. That's your screw to connect it to the system itself. The manual, which we'll go through in a moment, and the base. Now, one thing, yes, the controllers do go right side up versus right side or upside down. And let's see if they are pretty easy to get lined up here. I like this method better from the other system where it actually has the USB-C dongle. This to me, and even on the Sony unit, I feel like I'm fiddling around to get that to sit on there properly. We'll see how it is when I actually get everything set up. And it does, yeah, have a spot here in the back for the media remote, which, I mean, it may sound silly, but it's actually really nice to keep things organized, because right now it just kind of sits there for me on my shelving unit that I have. And one final thing that I really like about this versus the older version, and we're going to pan over a little bit here, it's white. This is black. Now, I know they do have white versions of this older one that I have, but this one being white, I definitely like. It looks and matches the color, aesthetics, and everything of the existing system, so that's pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the old stand from our PS5, and that's just a single screw on the bottom. I will say the new stand is definitely heavier, and there is just this single screw here. You can use a coin or a flat blade screwdriver. A quarter for me tends to work well. Now, while you're doing this, you do want to support the PlayStation 5 because you don't want it to just fall out and slam. Alright. And here again is just a look at what the old one was. Again, I still really like this overall design. I like the way the controllers plug in and everything, but having that media remote storage is going to be super, super nice. Take a quick look at the manual here. So yep, up top you've got a storage slot for the remote control, for the, just call it the PlayStation 5 or PS5 console, storage for game discs, USB Type-C interface, switch for the fan, controller charging lights, fan working indicator, charging indicator for the left and the right controller, and then the charging slots for each of them as well. Input voltage 5 volt 3 amp, output voltage 5 volt 2 amp, charging duration 3 hours approximately from completely dead on your controller, so interesting to note there. And from there, I mean, there's not really a whole lot to kind of go through on here, so we're going to go ahead and get that on there right like so, and just put our screw in the top. And this is actually the screw that came with it. I am not reusing the screw from the other one, although I probably could have. There are a couple of really nice features on the bottom of here I'm going to show off real quick here in a second too. One thing on the bottom I want to point out is the nice rubber feet that it has to kind of make sure that it's not going to slide around wherever you have it set up. So for power, it looks like you've got to use both of the ports here. So you've got one there, one there, and then you've got your power port all the way down at the bottom here, and then here is your fan speed and power button. One thing I do want to test is if I can use a single USB cable to USB-C, so A to C, to power everything, because I plug an external hard drive in here for my PS4 saves. So again, these, I guess it drops on there okay. Yeah, that's not terrible. There have been other ones where I've been like, am I on, am I not on? So we'll have to test that out here in a moment. But let's go ahead and grab that single A to C cable. I'm just going to unplug that. And I have just a standard A to C here, so I'll plug the C in down here. And again, the reason why I want to keep that open is I actually use an external hard drive. So we're going to do that. We're going to plug in our power. There you can see the light is red, and looks like orange or yellow. There's greenish blue, and it's off for being off. And you can see the LEDs here for the controllers. My controllers are both fully charged, so that's why they are blue. But it does look like I can use just a single cable in the back to go ahead and power this. And I mean, I like it a lot. I actually really do. It will be, I like the fact that it matches the color on the console. So one of the cool things I really do like about this stand is the fact that, you know, the media remote storage is super nice, and you have storage for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different games. And I actually have both PS4 and PS5 titles here. So let's try the Show 21. That fits fine. Let's try Sackboy. A little bit of a tighter fit. Madden 21. Now this is a PS4 title. Tight fit, but it does fit. And NASCAR Heat 5. You know, Again, pretty tight fit, but you know what's nice is they're not going to fall out as you have everything on your storage shelf. Overall, a nice improvement over their original one, and I really did quite like their original one, but this has enough improvements in the right areas where this is my new primary stand for my PlayStation 5. Let's wrap things up. So there you have it, my look at the revised multifunctional cooling stand for the PlayStation 5 from Nexigo. And what do I think about it? Well, it makes a number of terrific improvements over the first one. And I know it sounds stupid, but just having the storage for the media remote, it's really, really nice. I do like the fact too, and now the version I have here is in black. For the original one, they had a white one. I'm glad this one now is in white that I have. Having the white one to go along with it is nice to have. I will say I am still not as big of a fan of charging through the bottom port as like this has the dongle for the USB-C ports. I really do prefer that method because, well, I've always just struggled with kind of getting everything lined up here, and you know, it sat on there just fine, so that's good. I do think that the game cases are being held a little bit tightly, and in fact, I kind of ruined my MLB 2021, the show, case just from kind of not having it perfectly aligned. The case is fine, just the insert kind of got wrinkled up there. I would honestly like to see them take a version of this, get rid of the fan, because quite honestly, it doesn't need it. The system works fine without it. I will not be using the fan, but I would like to see a version just like this that has the controllers upside down with the USB-C dongles for charging and still incorporate the remote, but put it on this side, and if anything, also get rid of the game storage. Where I have this stored, I actually can't access this, so it has minimal usefulness for me, and maybe knock a couple bucks off of the price as I go ahead and accidentally hit something here on the media remote. But overall, a nice unit. I will have a link down below. Stop that! If you want to go ahead and pick one of these up as well. It is... I would use this, and I plan on using this exclusively for a more stable platform to hold my PlayStation 5 and charge my controllers at the same time. That's it. I'm not going to utilize the disk storage. Again, the way it will be mounted on my shelf, I won't really be able to get at the games. The fans are really not needed because the system stays pretty cool. I have really rarely heard the fans on my PS5 kick on. Now granted, I haven't played the most graphically intensive games on it yet because, well, there aren't many graphically intensive games for this yet. Probably MLB The Show 21 is the most graphically intensive game that I've played on this so far. Ratchet & Clank, that's definitely going to tax this system, I am sure. But overall, a good overall system for what it is. I like the storage. I like the remote storage. I would just prefer to have the older way of charging the controllers. Now, if you do have any other comments or questions, as always, feel free to leave them down below in the comments section. You can also send me an email at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. You can send me a message on Twitter at RockSolidStudios. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/RockSolidProductions and Instagram at instagram.com/RockSolidProductionsGK. Now, if you are looking for any other accessories for modern or retro games, as always, feel free to check out CastlemaniaGames.com, and he has a cool feature he just launched the week of this video where he is now accepting payments on items $50 and up. I believe that's the threshold. Double check the site to be sure. Cool thing too, you also can use promo code ROCKSOLID10 to save 10% off of most items on the website, and with all purchases on CastlemaniaGames.com, you're in Castle Cash, his rewards program that you can cash in and use towards future purchases. Now, if you are looking for reviews of other Nexigo products, other parts and accessories for the PlayStation 5, those videos are coming up right now. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to support the future of Rock Solid Productions, you can do so by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/rocksolid. For as little as $1 a month, $12 a year, you'll get early access to all of our video content, exclusive content, and a whole lot more. You can also become a channel member here on YouTube for as little as $1.99 a month, and with that, you get a badge next to your name when you comment or post on the channel, and you are acknowledged whether you are a channel member or a Patreon supporter at the end of each and every one of our videos. You can also support the channel by visiting our Teespring store on screen now, where we have t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, masks, cell phone cases, and much more. Again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.